Hi Mustangs, it's Mr. Wormuth, and this is the rundown for the week of May 11th, Monday, May 11th. It's the last week of school. So hopefully this will be a really, really short video. I only have a couple things. The main thing is make sure that you finish and you submit your reader's response. Whether you realize it or not, if you look at the points, the reader's response is worth 75 points, I believe, and that's as much or more than anything else that we've done really combined. So kind of my thinking with all of this was this is the last project. It's the most meaningful thing, I think, because discussing literature is universal through all English classes. And just giving you some direction on things to discuss, the setting stuff, the theme stuff, pulling out some vocab, pulling out some figurative language examples. That kind of encompasses a lot of what we do. So the main thing is make sure that you finish and submit that reader's response. The second thing is missing work. If you're missing anything, you need to please, please, please submit that as soon as possible. So let's talk about what you have for this week. Click on modules, and I'll just touch on this really quickly. If you're missing anything, whether it's the Hobbit character analysis essay, whether it's the what was Alcatraz from a few weeks ago, or any of the discussions, the Al Capone discussions, make sure that you submit everything. Go through the gradebook, check and see if you have a grade for every single assignment, and please make sure that you submit everything. The goal is for everyone to finish the year on a high note and be complete as possible and get the best grade possible. If you turn in all your work, I can almost guarantee you'll get a pretty good grade. If you miss things or if you don't turn in specifically the reader's response, your grade is not going to be good. So please, please, please submit everything. Okay, we're in week 18. This is our last week. There's a reader's response Q4 here. Oh, let's do this. Let's renew that page. And you should have, yep, there it is, the RL week 18 RL assignments. Okay, click on that, and you get the last week. So we only have one day of class this week. It's Wednesday. But as always, read through the entire schedule for the week. So today is Monday, May 11th. Reminders. Make sure you do your reader's response and submit it. There's a click here so you can submit your stuff. And even the book idea. If you haven't even shared your book idea yet, that's 10 easy points. There are still a handful of you out there that have not done that simple thing yet. So please do that. Again, check for missing work, check your grades, look for zeros, look for holes, and then get everything turned in. This week I'll go through and continue. For about 3 weeks straight now, I've been emailing kids that need that need to turn specific things in, and I've had pretty good results with that, but there's still missing things out there. All right, so your last class day is Wednesday. What I want you to do today is take an AR test on Al Capone. There's a click here where it says click here to take your AR test. Search the test by title and author. However, I'm not going to make this an assignment. I'm just going to say it's extra credit. That way, if we miss it and your focus is on the reader's response, so much the better. Doesn't matter to me. But there's no reason why you can't take an AR test on it. The quiz number is 74909. You can search for quizzes that way, or you can type in the title. Make sure that you look for, or excuse me, make sure you include the entire title. Al Capone Does My Shirts, and it's not one of the other books in the series. You can also look up by Choldenko, the author's name, Choldenko, I believe. Look on your book, and then take that test and get some extra points. Remember, we don't have an AR goal, but what I'll do is I'll go through everything and I'll look for the test results and I'll give you some extra credit. If you don't do it, it doesn't hurt you. If you haven't posted to the last discussion on the book, click here to do so. Easy points there, just 10 easy points. And let's take a minute to just talk about the ending. Of all, and I've said this before in discussion posts and things like that, of all the books we read, that last final done to wrap up the book is one of the most satisfying stories that I think we read in 6th and 7th grade, really. I love it. I think it's great. A lot of the books we read are really good. I know many of you didn't like Peak because you didn't think it was very realistic that he would give up the summit to who was it? What was his name? Oh, it's gone. Sunjo. There's his name, Sunjo. And I agree. That does feel a little bit disingenuous, but it's a nice gesture. This book, though, Al Capone, is different. There's just something about it. The author paints a really nice picture of what this world would look like. It's very believable. Even though sometimes, the kids running around by themselves on this island with dangerous criminals, it is sometimes it feels like that wouldn't happen today. Yeah, but 80 years ago, 75 years ago, I don't know. Times are different. Maybe they could have got away with it. Plus, you're a kid, you know that you'll try to get away with just about anything you can. I'm not saying you're bad, just saying that we're often opportunists when we're young and we just see what we can do to push the envelope. Piper's like that. As irritating as Piper is throughout this story, I think she's meant to kind of embody that idea that, sometimes we'll just push the envelope to see what we can get away with. But as irritating as she is, I don't think she's a bad character. And it's hard to like her, especially in the beginning, and through most of the story. By the end, though, I think, she softens just a little bit and she becomes a little bit more likable. Um, Maybe that's because of Moose and Natalie. Maybe if Moose and Natalie hadn't come along, she wouldn't have softened uh, even the small amount that she did. So anyway, I hope you really like the story. It's one of my favorites, and I really wish they'd make a movie about it. I think it'd be really neat to see that world on screen. If you have not finished it, finish it. Other than the done, and if you don't know what I'm talking about because you haven't read it yet, that doesn't give a lot of it away. But if you read the story, there's just something very satisfying about the end of it. So finish it if you haven't. Take your AR test if you can. Get the extra credit points, and that's that. The last language review for this year, I guess, which is really a weird thing to say, is capitalization. And I know that you know what basic capitalization is. Excuse me. And they should be givens, beginnings of sentences, proper nouns, that kind of stuff. It's always worth going over these things as a review, and this is something that we would have reviewed at the end of the year, whether we were meeting face to face or doing it this way. So it's is again one of those normal things, I think. There's a link here. It's not Khan Academy. I really like Khan Academy, but this person does a really nice job just kind of reviewing stuff. The biggest issue I think that we have with capitalization is we rush when we write, and then we don't take the time to go back and fix the problems that even I make when I rush. So the main thing you should take away from this is pay attention, be vigilant, um, review your work, reread your work, and always try to make it better. Um, and that's that. If you want to do an IXL review, you can. You can click here. It takes us to, I think it's KK1, where all you have to do is click on the capitalization errors by urban population. Mexico City, the capital of Mexico, is the largest city in North America. It should be capital North America. That's it. Just kind of a good reminder to look for those things. It's a good review. If you want to brag about your stuff, you can brag here. Not a lot of you have, and that's okay. I just thought it might be a fun thing to do. And then Friday, May 15th, the last day of school, look for videos from Mr. Lowry and Mr. Learman. I know they're putting together some stuff for the end of the year. What I may do is send out a survey about things you liked, things you didn't like, things we could do better, because I think that's going to be important going forward. I have no idea what's going to happen in August, but I get the feeling that the governor is going to ask us to be prepared to continue remote learning in some form. Maybe not like we've been doing 3 days a week, we don't go to school, but it may be some kind of hybrid. I've heard hybrid thrown around a few times in the past couple of weeks. This idea that maybe we'll go to school some days and stay home other days. I don't know. I really have no idea. It's a weird time. So for the summer, what I would say is read. If you keep a journal or you do a diary, that's cool. Just write a little bit. It's good for your brain. Read. Reading is really, really great for your brain. Makes you smarter. Find something that's worthwhile. Challenge yourself a little bit. If you want to share, like email me over the summer and share what you've been reading. That's cool. I'll talk with you about the books. Maybe you can give me some good ideas about what I could read too. Other than that, that's it. That's the end of the school year. I'll probably send out something as some kind of survey on maybe Thursday or Friday. But we have one day this week. Your focus should be on finishing the reader's response, get that turned in as soon as you possibly can, and I'll get those graded and back to you as soon as I possibly can too. So that's it. Hope it's been a good year for you. It's been a really weird year, especially this last quarter. But it's been a pretty good year. You're a good class. You're fun. I know Mrs. Grenage is going to enjoy you next year too. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any problems, check your grades, check the grade book, look for zeros, look for missing things. Let me know. If you have any questions, any issues, anything, just email me and let me know. So have a great summer. Enjoy the sunshine. Be careful, and we'll see you next year.